So we're starting standing today, finding some variations of Sun Salutation. Inhaling, lifting the arms up overhead. Exhaling, folding forwards. Inhaling, lifting the chest halfway. Stepping back to plank. Lowering the knees, taking the body down towards the ground, and then sinking the hips all the way back into child's pose. Inhaling, coming up to tabletop, and then tucking the toes, taking the hips all the way up and back into our downward facing dog, pedaling the legs out one by one, bending the knees, lifting the hips, and then on a big inhale, bending the knees, stepping forwards, inhaling, lifting the chest halfway. Exhaling, folding forwards. On the inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. And that's one round. So we can follow that, or we can take a slight variation again. Inhaling, reaching up overhead. Exhaling, folding forwards. Inhaling, lifting the chest halfway. Exhaling, planting the hands, stepping back to plank. Exhaling and lowering to chaturanga. Inhaling, lifting the chest, upward facing dog. Exhaling, taking the hips all the way back and up into our downward facing dog. Bending the knees, stepping forwards, and now taking the arms up overhead. We're going to take one more round. So either version, inhaling, reaching the arms up overhead, exhaling, folding forwards, inhaling, lifting the chest halfway, exhaling, planting the hands, stepping back. Exhaling and lowering. Inhaling, lifting the chest. Exhaling, taking the hips back either to child's pose or taking them all the way back and up into our downward facing dog. Finding a little bit of movement at the knees, maybe pedaling the legs out here, maybe coming to stillness. Pressing down through the hands, reaching back through the heels, and then bending the knees, stepping forwards, inhaling, lifting the chest all the way up, taking the arms up overhead, exhaling, hands down to the sides. Now inhaling, reaching upwards. Exhaling, folding at the hips, taking the hands down towards the floor. Maybe they reach, maybe they don't. But we're going to find a forward fold and settle in here for just a minute. Maybe tucking the chin, inviting length into the back of the shoulders, through the back of the neck. Maybe taking a gentle bend at the knees, allowing the belly to come onto the top of the thighs, feeling the release through the back of the hamstrings, and maybe a little bit through the calves and the glutes. And breathing in deeply on the exhale, allowing everything to sink a little bit further. The arms up overhead, taking them down to the sides, stepping the left foot back, sinking the left knee down to the floor. We're going to reach the arms up overhead, sinking the hips forwards into our crescent lunge, feeling the stretch all across the front of the left hip flexor. maybe a little bit through the back of the right glutes, the hamstrings, a little bit through the hips. And you can take the hands down to the hips if that's a little bit more comfortable. Otherwise, reaching upwards. On next inhale, tucking the toes, lifting the knee, and then stepping the back foot in a little bit, taking the hands to the hips, exhaling, folding forwards into our pyramid pose. Feeling the stretch all through the back of the right leg. Breathing in deeply here, maybe taking the hands down towards the floor, maybe tucking the chin, allowing everything to release, holding for a few more seconds. Next inhale, bending into the right knee, lifting the arms up overhead, sinking the left knee back down to the floor. We're going to straighten the right leg. Maybe the right foot slides forward a little bit, but finding a half monkey pose here, feeling a deep stretch all through the back of the left leg. And drawing the chest towards the floor, or towards the right toes. Taking gentle flex to the right foot. Taking the gaze just in front of the right foot. On the next inhale, bending that right knee, taking the foot behind, and now taking the left foot in front. Sinking into the hips, lifting the arms up overhead, and we're finding our crescent lunge on the other side. So keeping the chest upright, maybe taking the hands down to the hips again if that's more comfortable, or maybe drawing the arms to cactus, squeezing the shoulder blades together, but feeling the stretch all in the right hip flexor. Maybe a little bit across the left hip. Tucking the right toes now. Inhaling, lifting the right knee, finding our high lunge, and then stepping the back foot forwards a little bit, straightening the left leg, and now exhaling, folding forwards, finding our pyramid on the other side. Staying here for a few breaths. Breathing in deeply, feeling the release all through the back of the left leg. And taking a gentle bend to the knee if that feels more comfortable. On the next inhale, lifting the chest. Dropping the right knee down, untucking the toes, straightening the left leg, and we're finding our half monkey on the other side. Folding forwards, flexing the left foot, and drawing the chest towards the left foot. Breathing in deeply, exhaling fully. Inhale, bending into the right knee, taking the foot behind, tucking the toes. On the exhale, taking the hips all the way up and back into our downward facing dog. Shaking the head out, releasing any tension in the neck. Maybe taking a gentle bend to the knees, maybe lifting the heels. Slowly walking the hands back towards the feet, inhaling, lifting the chest halfway, and then all the way up, taking a big side step, So taking a wide stance on the mat, inhaling, reaching the arms all the way up overhead, exhaling, folding forward, stopping halfway, taking the hands to the hips, and then continuing through that forward fold, finding a wide-legged forward fold here. So maybe the hands come to the ankles, maybe they come down to the mat, drawing the chest towards the thighs. Breathing in deeply, feeling the release all through the backs of the hamstrings and the glutes, maybe through the back and the calves. Taking the weight forward, so into the balls of the feet. On the next inhale, releasing the ankles, lifting the chest halfway, and then all the way up, turning to face the front of the mat again, stepping forwards, taking the left knee back towards the ground to our low lunge. And we're heading towards deer pose, so taking the right shin parallel to the front edge of the mat and the left shin parallel to the long edge of the mat. Maybe taking the elbows down to the mat, folding forwards and just releasing any tension in the hips. Breathing in deeply, exhaling fully. On the next inhale, walking the arms back in towards the body, lifting the chest, taking the left foot back round the front, and we're going to take that same pose on the other side. So stepping back to plank, lowering to chaturanga, inhaling, lifting the chest, exhaling, taking the hips back and up into down dog. Walking the hands all the way back towards the feet into a forward fold, and then taking the chest up, turning to face the other end of the mat. So from here, stepping the left foot forwards, coming down into our deer pose with the left shin parallel to the front edge of the mat and the right shin parallel to the long edge of the mat. Taking the forearms down in front, maybe folding all the way forwards. And again, releasing any tension in the shoulders, the neck and the back. And letting go of any tightness in the hips and the legs. Allowing everything to relax and settle downwards. On the next inhale, walking the hands back in towards the body, taking the right foot back round to the front. And now taking the hands to the knees, taking a deep inhale, straightening the back, finding the shoulders over the hips and relaxing in. Hoping you have a wonderful day.